greatness that night. It's about the fight. It ain't about the champion. It's about the fight. That's all I care about, the fight.
Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is...
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis.
GervontaDavis's coach Calvin Ford responded to Lamont during the rematch press conference, saying it's over and everyone will see who the real champion is in the ring. Calvin's strong and confident tone made it clear he fully believes in Gervonta's win and his control inside the ring.
And sit there and say to themselves like they came from a karate movie, man, I want to fight just like Tank. I want to be just like Tank.
GervontaDavis is heading into his upcoming rematch with complete focus and determination, knowing how important this fight is for his career and image. He's putting everything into his training. Each session is carefully designed to boost his fitness and fine-tune his technique. This time, Davis is determined not to repeat any mistakes and plans to enter the ring stronger and more prepared. His team is making sure every detail is covered because they know this fight is key to proving he still belongs at the top.
One of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner, is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in GervontaDavis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not following.
Reuniting with Coach Calvin Ford has brought new energy to Davis's training. Their strong bond is built on trust, respect, and a clear understanding of how Davis thinks and fights. Ford has been a key part of Davis's journey, helping shape his raw talent into a smart, aggressive, and skilled boxer. This renewed connection adds both emotional drive and strategic focus, giving Davis more confidence and making sure his training stays fully in line with his goal of becoming champion again.
Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing
For Davis, the rematch is more than just another fight. It's a chance to restore his reputation and prove wrong those who doubted him after the first match. That fight left questions about his position in the sport, making this next one a crucial moment in his career. A clear win would show that the last result was just a slip, not a true measure of his talent. This fight means a lot to Tank, both personally and professionally.
Lamont Roach, he feels that he won. Do you think the best thing going forward, they should just run it back, have a rematch?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I think a rematch is definitely called for, and I think probably the sooner the better. So I would say, hey, let's work on a deal to where we could get in there within the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I agree there.
In their first fight, Davis showed some weaknesses that weren't seen in his past performances. His defense wasn't as sharp and his energy dropped as the fight went on. Lamont Roach took advantage of this, landing punches that threw off Davis's timing and confidence. Fans and analysts noticed these flaws and felt Davis wasn't at his best. The rematch gives him a chance to fix those mistakes and show what he's really capable of.
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis. It very much reminds me of Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused. And he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch. And when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that fight.
After the fight, Davis openly spoke about the mental and emotional struggles he faced. He admitted that pressure and fatigue hurt his focus and performance. The experience deeply affected him and made him think about possibly leaving boxing. His decision to seek therapy showed how serious the situation was, proving the fight's impact wasn't just physical. This honesty revealed the often unseen challenges boxers deal with outside the ring.
He wants to do therapy. He wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends, and he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon, but Lamont Roach posted a video recently on
As Davis prepares for the rematch, his training environment has completely changed. Every drill and sparring round is now filled with more intensity and focus. His footwork looks smoother and more balanced, and his reaction time has become quicker, helping him read and respond to his opponent better. The laid-back attitude from before is gone, replaced by serious discipline, showing that Davis sees this fight as a major test that demands his full commitment.
Stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around. Keep turning.
The importance of this fight goes far beyond belts or rankings. The first draw hurt Davis's pride and raised questions about his legacy in boxing. This setback sparked a strong drive in him to bounce back and prove himself. Now he's motivated by the need to show his true value and earn back his spot at the top. The rematch is about respect, identity, and pride, turning it into a deeply personal and intense showdown.
We got to talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. But the fact that he went toe to toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at that and be like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, "Oh, this it had no grease or oil in it." No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Davis's team went into the first fight with a clear strategy built around Roach's strengths and habits. Their plan aimed to target weak spots in Roach's style. But during the fight, things didn't go as planned. Instead of changing everything, Davis's camp is now working on fine-tuning their original approach. They're focusing on better execution, more discipline, and applying pressure at key points to improve their chances of winning this time.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. It's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity. You know?
What's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought Jalil won. We just got to hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all. He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily a stoppage is good, but not necessarily. You just got to put the icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just hit the gears a little harder. That's all. He hit the gears hard enough the last time, but boxing is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. You got biased people, unfair people. Anybody saw that first fight that Jalil lost, they don't know boxing.
If Jalil is successful in this fight, what do you guys expect for Jalil? And then, obviously Eddie Hearn had a lot to say when Jalil took that loss.
Teofimo Lopez shared his thoughts on the reaction after the controversial first fight. He pointed out that Davis was left on his own, with much of the boxing world quick to judge and question his place in the sport. Lopez explained how this kind of pressure and doubt can affect a fighter's confidence and image. His remarks show just how important this rematch is for Davis, who's not only fighting to win, but also to restore his reputation with fans and fellow fighters.
A lot of people, look what they did with Gervonta too. I want everybody, all these young fighters that are listening to this, and you could clip this. It's a short part right here.
I got you.
To Ryan could clip this right here. To all you young fighters, look at the amount of love they were giving and sharing to Gervonta Tank Davis prior to the fight. Look at what all the reporters were doing prior to the fight. Look how they were all laughing at all his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting to down this man. Down him. See, I'm gonna talk my smack with Tank, but that's because I want to fight him. That's me. I can say that. But I just want all you young fighters to really look about it. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They won't ever care about us. When you winning, they're gonna be there. But they're waiting for any moment to slip up. Just a man, even a draw. Look how much hate he got out of it.
Yeah, not to get deep, but it's a part of our psychology. We have to learn how to care about other people. You know what I mean?
The rematch is crucial for both Davis and Roach. It's their chance to clear up any doubts and prove where they truly stand in the boxing world. Skipping this fight could leave questions unanswered and affect how their careers are remembered. Both fighters know that all eyes will be on them, and that this fight will be talked about for a long time. This shared awareness has added serious intensity to their training and focus as they get ready to face each other again.
Shout out to my man Lamont.
All right, so you sparred Lamont Roach in preparation for his bout with Gervonta Davis.
Absolutely.
First, what did you think of the fight?
What did I think of the fight? It's a little different for me because it's definitely a point of bias there.
Wait, let me put out a disclaimer. He's from Baltimore.
Definitely. I mean, he's Baltimore all day. But I'm looking at it from a point of bias because his dad, Ben Johnson Sr. and all them guys that was down there, the coaches Tim and everything like that, they all good people. So I got to know them on a more personal level. And then I get to see like how hard a world champion works. And not only that, to see how he treated his people. So I was going for him just off of personality alone, but everything else, he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him like have similar personalities. Know what I mean? As far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont. So everything was just everything for real. But everything else, he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him like have similar personalities. Know what I mean? As far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont. So everything was just everything for real. I think he should have won too, you know what I'm saying? But actually when I was there, I thought they actually was gonna like rob, you know what I mean? But you can't, you know what I mean? You can't deceive the people that's there for what they saying for real.
So you felt like he should have got the nod in the decision?
Especially with all the other controversy too. It should have been overturned, but we know how boxing works, but I mean, we running it back for a reason, you know what I'm saying?
Did that teach you a lesson though?
Absolutely, you know what I mean? But you gotta just do, it seemed like, cause I feel like he did, not only did he shock the world, it's like, I guess you just gotta do more on top of that. Like you just gotta do more, I guess.
Roach's showing in the first fight won over many with his smart tactics and calm attitude. He proved he could hold his own at the top level by matching Davis in both speed and power. His game plan even put Davis on the back foot at times, earning him respect as a serious challenger in the rematch. Roach now has a chance to build on that performance by boosting his speed, sharpening his accuracy, and staying mentally strong to go for a solid win.
If Tank became a ballsy fighter, which he's never been, according to everybody in the DC and Maryland area, but there were all coming out. It's all coming out. It's already been known before, but we never got to see it because nobody pushed Tank.
There were points early in that fight. I thought Tank was out hustling Lamont. He was just, Lamont wasn't taking charge early on, and Gervonta, who's normally stepping to him, but he was getting hit with straight left hands and getting turned and getting hit with straight left. His nose and mouth were red.
But that's the thing. What Tank does, what Teddy Atlas yelled at Michael Moore about. Tank wants to be able to hit you and hope you leave him alone. And when you don't do that, he starts to fade and fold.
Okay,
that's not championship caliber mentality.
We're talking about two guys who weren't big punchers. Okay, 12 rounds, I can hit you and make you miss, and hit you and make you miss, and hit you.
But I can keep the game plan. You can keep the game plan.
So what if Gervonta goes out there and shows his boxing
Let's compare it to, say, a Tommy Morrison, who used to blow you away, but if he couldn't, he was gone. He was gassed out after a few rounds. There's a mentality where.
But Tank's not that guy we saw against Isaac Cruz. He was able.
Okay, even there, Isaac Cruz. Looking back now, even Valenzuela outboxed Isaac Cruz.
Okay,
dude.
but
I mean, come on.
But did he do it?
Apply the trade. Listen, it happens. Hazard of the trade.
Exactly.
Your hands are going to be bruised. Did he get surgery after the Isaac Cruz fight? No.
I don't know. Maybe I had a ton of surgeries. I had a ton of surgeries that the public knew nothing about. So I don't know.
I mean, they kind of know.
So Paulie,
you can see where you can see hand surgery scars. See my scars? My hand, I got a tic-tac-toe board all over my hand. When you get surgery, you can see that.
But Paulie, his argument, and you guys are on different sides of it in a different way, where he says tactically there's more to add to Gervonta. Gervonta could have done things that he did do,
physically, there's a lot he's capable
you see it mentally. Yes. Is that harder to deal with?
I believe so, because physically, Gervonta has all the goods. That's why he's sold as the product he sold at. You look at Gervonta physically: speed, athleticism, power, timing,
ability to change direction.
If this guy has balls, he's really a pound for pound fighter that everybody claims he is. But because he doesn't have balls, I don't know that he's even a pound for pound fighter. I don't even know that he would be a lightweight champion if they didn't mix and match his opponents accordingly. You know what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't even be a lightweight champion now because Lamont Roach beat him the other week.
I got a great saying. So you always say, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah. Shakur Stevenson, who has sparred with Roach in the past, shared his thoughts on Roach's game plan and skills. He praised Roach's defense, pointing out how well it worked against Davis's attacks. His support adds weight to Roach's chances in the rematch and shows that he's a serious threat. Stevenson's confidence in Roach highlights just how competitive this fight will be and makes it clear that Davis is up against a sharp and well-prepared opponent. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.